From this moment on, you will now be known as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Welcome, brother Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Enough with the Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh!
Alright, what's up, people? This is D with Little Reef Observations. A lot of you guys have sent me messages in the past about, growing coralline, what kind of rock you use, and what experience you have with certain things in your tank. And I just wanted to leave you a little note. Sometimes we have a bit of a problem growing purple coralline because of our cleanup crews. Sometimes our cleanup crews do too good of a job. This tank is small, but if you notice, I don't have any hair or anything algae, but I also don't have a lot of encrusting coralline. It doesn't last long, and I'll tell you why. One of the big things is I take a lot of things from my tank upstairs and move them down here. This, for instance, this shell with these few yuma mushrooms on them were in my big tank yesterday. That entire shell was covered in purple coralline algae. And just so that you can see it a little better, I'm going to increase the white lights a little bit here. Let me turn them up a bit. That's a little better. Now, if you look, you'll notice that shell in a few spaces is scraped all the way down to like the mineral. One thing this urchin does is he goes after coralline algae. That was covered in purple, deep encrusted algae yesterday. And as you can see, this is barely a day later. He has eaten it down to the shell where it's almost, the white is almost gone. And there's a little bit of it now to give you an idea of what was on there. There's a little bit of it still there, and he is pummeling it. This is one pink urchin, not even the size of that. If you look at the bio ball, he's the size of the bio ball, and that's how fast they eat algae. So if you look at that rock is 4 months old and has nothing on it. That's because the urchin lives on it. He scrapes it down. Even on this egg crate that my coral frags are on, between that urchin and these huge Mexican turbos, they will go through the crevices and eat the algae off. That's one of the reasons I leave a little bit of algae on the glass. You'll notice it's not absolutely clear. I leave a little bit to kind of dissuade them from eating all like the algae that I want, like the encrusting algae. Then you have your cleaner shrimp. This little guy, well, he's not little anymore. He will take food right out of the corals. He will go into Xenia. I've seen him on many occasions go into the akins. I've had to literally chase him off with the turkey baster. Or he will pull brine shrimp or mysis right out of the akin. I fed the akin this morning, so it's closed up. But what I do now is I leave a little chunk of brine shrimp up by my power head, the return head there. Leave it under there and let it spread it out so that it's not in one place to kind of dissuade the shrimp from pecking out of my corals. They will irritate some corals. Some corals are pretty hardy and resilient. Some are not. Now you can see him going behind the urchin and picking on these guys. Like I say, they will irritate the hell out of a coral. So that's just a little reef note, because a lot of people have a lot of problems getting coralline algae. It's not a big deal to me because you know it's going to come. There's an aptasia. I got infestation upstairs. It's trying to come down there. There's one. That means I'm going to kill that one today. But that's another story. But yeah, sometimes your cleanup crew is doing too good of a job. So you got to keep that in mind when adding your cleanup crew at certain phases of setting up your reef. So that's just something to think about. And I can't believe it. That was in there last night. Not even, I think I took it out at like 11 o'clock. Today it's 8 o'clock in the morning and it is scraped down to the shell. So this is D giving you an update. A few more pieces are coming and going. Growing a few more. That one's a little growing there. Zoos and things. Don't ask me why I have this bio bowl in there. I just like to keep it in there so that I know that the flow is is at the strength that I want it. Because otherwise, this tank is absolutely quiet, as you can notice. So, I'll leave you on this note. The mollies are still living in the overflow. They're getting a little too big for the overflow. But I don't want them to get beat up in here. So, I'll leave you on the tank shot. And until next time, this is D. Keeping my mind straight. Keeping my fishes. So, feeding out. See ya! This is not a buffet, Pinky.